guys, so now we're going to go over those documents that you've seen before. I'm going to show you where to find them, and we will talk about how to use them in your essay. So first off, we're going to go back here to week 9 synthesis essay, and then in the DBQ resources, we're going to click on this manifest destiny documents. Now, the rubric requires you to support your thesis statement using at least 5 documents. So these are the documents that you will be using. Now, we've already answered these questions about them to understand them better. So you can use document 1 as support for any part of your essay, like a cause of manifest destiny, an effective manifest destiny, or to explain that manifest destiny was essentially positive or negative. So document 1 here is a chart, and you might discuss this chart by simply stating something like this someplace in your essay. Document 1 is a chart that depicts the population decrease of Native people while the population increases in Oregon of Native people. You might even talk about here some of the, like the Oregon Trail and the push and pull of immigrants, or rather migrants, the push and pull of pioneers or migrants out west. There's a lot of ways, there's a lot of flexibility here to analyze this document in any place in your essay. But however you analyze it, it should support your thesis statement. It should be analyzed in a way that supports your thesis claim. Okay, when you're done analyzing document 1, if you haven't already addressed it as document 1, you can just cite in the middle of any paragraph. When you're done, cite it by including open parentheses, dot 1, close parentheses, period. It should be strategically placed, an analysis of this document, if you choose to use it, should be strategically placed so that it supports a thesis claim. It can be used in body paragraph 3 to support whether manifest destiny was essentially negative or positive. Okay, so if you go with negative, like manifest destiny caused the depletion of Native American populations. Okay, here's a great document to support that idea. But it also can be used to support a cause of manifest destiny or an effect of manifest destiny, or it can be used to support an essentially positive or negative claim. Okay, so here we have document 2. And document 2 is an advertisement. That is it's a part of the purpose of this document. Document 2, an advertisement by the Iowa and Nebraska, or actually it's by the Burlington and Missouri Railroad, Burlington and Missouri River Railroad Company. So that's the company that advertises for pioneers or settlers to come out into Iowa and Nebraska and buy up lands. There's a lot of different ways that you might use this and analyze this document in your essay. So again, the push and pull factors of migrants moving westward. You might even analyze like a cause of manifest destiny being perhaps capitalism, trying to make a profit. These companies, like these railroad companies here, trying to make a profit in the West, selling lands, building railroads out West. What did that do to Native American people? There's a lot of different ways that we can analyze that. What did this do to buffalo, to the buffalo population? How did the decrease in buffalo population affect Native populations as railroad lines moved out west and as white settlers moved behind those railroad lines? Okay, but if you look at this, you see that you have incentives for people to come out west. You can for sale on 10-year credit. Okay, so incentive, buying land on credit, and incentive to move out west. And even furthermore, land exploring tickets are sold. Okay, so these various incentives for people to go out west, and advertising and profit making, this is very capitalistic, and you could argue in your essay that this is a cause of manifest destiny, or you could take a position that it's an effect, or you could use this to analyze how Manifest Destiny was essentially positive or negative. Okay, and now you get into document 3. Document 3 is John L. O'Sullivan's. This is the excerpt from the paper where he explained Manifest Destiny. There's a lot here. You can see a lot of ideas of American exceptionalism. America is better than everybody else. We're better. And if you our democratic government is better. We have a right that's granted by God. And these ideas trace all the way back to the Puritans and the City on a Hill, and Thomas Jefferson even said later in the 18th century, he said that this ball of liberty is going to roll all over the world, we're going to be this shining light that everybody sees and they want to be like us. Okay, so this idea of American exceptionalism, or we're better, and here's the proof of it. Our progress, our relatively unopposed expansion has been proof that we are exceptional. Remember, you don't quote the document, you explain the document. Is this a cause of Manifest Destiny? Is it an effect of Manifest Destiny? Can we use it to describe Manifest Destiny as essentially positive or negative? You want to choose in your outline, where are you going to use an analysis of this document to support your thesis statement? Document 4. Document 4 is pretty cut and dry. What you see here is the hardships of westward expansion, or the hardships of the pioneers. So decide how you're going to use the document, if you are going to use the document. There are 7 documents total, and you only have to use 5 to earn those 40 points. So would you like to use this document that explains the hardships on the trails and how these pioneers were, perhaps if you are going from a perspective of Manifest Destiny was essentially positive, maybe these pioneers were rugged people that had a sense of American individualism, and they were willing to endure great hardship to make a new life for themselves, to fulfill an American dream or something of that nature. You might use document 4 as proof of that idea. Okay, and then you have document 5 here. And this is James K. Polk, who won the election of 1844, and he is the Manifest Destiny president. Elect me, and we're going to annex Oregon and Texas. So he was elected, and he saw that as a mandate from the people that they want expansion. And so we engaged after annexing Texas, or adding Texas shortly thereafter, we engaged in this war with Mexico. And this is James K. Polk, and he is asserting here that Americans anywhere have the right to the protection of the American government. Everywhere they are Americans, they have the right to the protection of the U.S. government. So it's like this claim that when Americans go abroad, they take the American flag with them. So how can you use this James K. Polk claim here as support for a cause? Like maybe you might say that a cause of Manifest Destiny was the psychology, like the way that many Americans thought and believed, the supremacy in their psychology and their belief system. That perhaps was a cause. Or you could say that an effect of Manifest Destiny was very directly and specifically a war with Mexico that really it question the sovereignty of the Mexican government altogether. I mean, that could be an effect. Or you might use this in your body paragraph 3, where you assert that Manifest Destiny was one or the other, either positive or negative. So here's your document 5, which is a possible document for use. And then document 6. Document 6 is one of the U.S.'s governors. He tries to sound an alarm. Ultimately, he warns of the possible consequences of this war with Mexico, that it could pull this nation that's already teetering on the edge of civil war because of the slave issue and the issues of states' rights, that if we, in the middle of this volatile situation in American history, if we throw in the mix of that new Western lands, that it will be the final catalyst to end the Union. He warns of that. And so you might use document 6 as an analysis of it to identify a cause of manifest destiny. An effect of manifest destiny seems really good as an effect, or potentially explaining that manifest destiny was essentially positive or negative. And then lastly, we have this John Gast American Progress painting that we've spent a great deal of time sort of analyzing and picking apart various pieces of it. We know that this is a glorified depiction of manifest destiny being divinely inspired, and the good of America is being brought to the bad of the West, and progress and civilization advancements being brought to the West through manifest destiny technology. So you might analyze this. If you're coming from a position like in your body paragraph 3, the manifest destiny is essentially negative, you might analyze it as this is from like a Eurocentric white supremacy position. It takes on the claim that Native people had no technology and were not a progressive people. So it demeans Native culture. You might take on that position. Or if you're coming from a position that a manifest destiny was essentially positive, then you could use this as support that manifest destiny and claiming those Western lands and annexing them, adding them to the U.S. indeed brought progress and technology to undeveloped or underdeveloped Western places. So those are your 7 documents, guys. And remember that they should be, whenever you are planning your essay, you've got your 3 body paragraphs. So you want to ask yourself, which 5 documents are going to best support the 3 basic claims of my thesis statement, and which documents are going to go best in each of these body paragraphs? Okay, should I use this one for cause? Maybe I'll use 2 for cause, 2 for effect, 1 for essentially positive or negative. But you want to determine how and where you will use an analysis of these documents. And the whole purpose is to support the claim of your thesis statement. So good luck.